Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mediak podcast, episode 63. It is honestly crazy that we've done 63 of these episodes so far.
Yeah, it's been a good long while.
Yeah, and I'm all for it. I have a lot of fun doing this most every week. Saying most every week because we skipped last week. It was finals week for me and Jack, and we were both getting pretty beat up, and we were just like, we need a breather. This is
Yeah,
rough. Yeah.
yeah,
So sorry that
a
we
bad
didn't
time.
actually cover the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but we're gonna touch upon it in this one because this week we're actually talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. Surprisingly, as if everyone and their mom, all the review companies weren't already doing that.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it's okay. How was the last 2 weeks, Jack? How have you been?
Good. I don't know. I'm home now. Kind of bored.
Me too.
But
What?
also I have my washing machine running. I'm in my basement because I'm home because of break. So I have my washing machine running in the background. I don't know when it's gonna stop. Hopefully it's gonna stop at some point. And my parents are gonna periodically probably come down, but
No, that's
that's
completely
I think
fine. There's
we're
like a
gonna
good
have to
chance you
deal
hear
with
my
that.
like dog screaming or running around upstairs or something like that. It's really fun how like when we come home for breaks, like our recording just like drop like exponentially in
Yeah.
quality. It's we're just like we're doing the best with what we have. We're not at our place.
Yeah, yeah. I would do it in my room, but my little brother's sleeping there, so he
Yeah,
doesn't want me to come up.
that might be an issue. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
and
basement's
I have
only
my
the good
cool
place for me.
clothes
Oh, you're in your cool clothes.
getting washed, so I like can't just stop them, and they're not all my clothes.
That makes sense.
So yeah,
It's okay. It happens. Oh, I. Oh my god! I just cracked my back. I'm gonna do it again. Oh my god. Okay, that is the best feeling ever. That's actually a reference to the movie we watched.
is it?
Yeah, that
Back
happens.
crack?
You know,
Oh
Tobey
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Maguire got his
yeah.
back
Thank
cracked.
you. Yeah, thank
Spoilers.
you for that.
Sorry, if
Yeah,
anyone.
well, right
Yeah.
off the bat.
Well, I mean, who cares? If you haven't seen the movie, that's your fault. It's been about a week. I've seen
Yeah,
it 3 times. So
I've
it
only
took.
seen it once. I want to go back though.
Actually, wow, that is surprising to me. So I was
Yeah,
talking to Skylar about this, and I was like, I'm genuinely scared to talk to Jack about this movie because I think it's really good, and he is the hater of all things superhero. So I was really worried that you were just gonna be like, it was okay.
no, it was good. I enjoyed it. I
And
think it was probably the best Spider-Man just because it tied everything in such a pretty little knot.
yeah, it was really nice. Like, and I after watching it today, I looked at them and I was like, honestly, through 3 viewings of the movie, there's only one issue that I don't really have a problem with, but like that I can like visibly see, and it's that the spell that brings all the villains to. We're gonna start talking about the movie now. Just saying, if you haven't caught on yet, the spell that brings all of the villains to the MCU, it like is like anyone who knew who Peter Parker was is coming over, but Electro never knew that Spider-Man was Peter Parker, so there's no reason for him to have come over into the MCU because he never knew.
Yeah.
And they
It
actually
was
mentioned
like,
that at the end of the movie. Continue.
oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Oh. It was oh, I think I do remember what you're
Yeah,
talking
where
about.
he was like, I always thought Spider-Man was gonna be black.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What
that's
was
a
I
that's a
saying?
really funny
Oh,
scene.
yeah, that was like my only big thing with the movie was that there were so many. I mean, I guess it happens every movie and pretty much every Marvel movie, but like there's just so many little things that you're like, why did that person do that and not this? That's obviously much
Yeah,
better.
like
Little
like
plot holes.
yeah, like Doctor Strange. Like, why didn't like they're Peter Parker and Doctor Strange are both very smart people. So why didn't they like sit down and think about the parameters of the spell before going into it? You know?
Just like, I don't know. There's a lot of, and of course, most of them are so minor. I remember a few of them I wanted to talk about. I didn't write them down though. So, but it was just like a few things here or there that when I was sitting there with other people, they also chimed in and were like, oh, well, this is weird. I don't know why they didn't just do this. And I was like, oh, yeah, that makes, just little stuff like that that kind of pokes holes to the plot. But, at a certain point, you just have to go with the flow of what the movie is and
Yeah,
enjoy it.
exactly.
So,
We shouldn't have started off the review with the negatives because people are gonna instantly like think that we don't like the
hate
movie
it.
and be
Yeah.
like, you guys are the worst. I hate everything that
Yeah.
comes out of your mouth. How can't I can't believe you don't like Spider. People are hating this movie for like Not everyone, because most people say it's amazing, but I've seen reviews
Yeah.
giving it like a 5 out of 10 because of too much fan service, and that just like that confuses me because I've always been in the category that fan service was a good thing and not a bad thing. You know,
Yeah, it seems weird that I don't know, fan service by definition of the word.
is 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 giving stuff
Yeah.
that the fans want, and I'm just kind of thinking like, do you just never want to be happy? Like, do you like if someone was like, "Hey, do you want a burger?" and you're like, "Yeah," and they give you pizza, like, is that what you want? I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah. It's eh.
Yeah, it's whatever. So, this was like the worst kept secret in cinema history. The fact that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were inside of this film. Uh, and that kind of led me not to get overly excited whenever I saw them pop into the screen. Like, obviously, I was like, oh, look at that. It's actually true and stuff like that. But I didn't like get out of. People were saying like that reveal was like better than Cap picking up the hammer and stuff like that. But like to me, I'm just like, it's not like a competition because I didn't know that was going to happen, but I knew this was going to happen. And just because I was like,
Yeah.
it might not happen. It just didn't have the same impact for me at least. But it was still incredible. And speaking of Andrew Garfield specifically, like God, he stole the show. He was fucking funny, man. Like he was
Yeah,
so
he was
funny.
really funny.
I was laughing like in every scene that he was in. Like whenever he was like, I'm lame, man. I fought like a Russian man in a rhinoceros machine. I was dying, and they were like, I fought an alien. He was like, dude, I want to fight an alien. Like I was dying.
Yeah.
It was so funny. I was actually that little like thing whenever at the end of the movie where they're all like sitting around and talking to each other before the final fight. I genuinely think that's some of the best like comedy that the MCU has in general because I think all three of the actors there have just incredible chemistry with each other.
Yeah. It was it I don't know. Everything kind of
Fit into place.
coagulated really well.
Yeah.
I mean, other than fucking Tobey Maguire is still
A really
just
bad
like
actor.
yeah.
He's so bad,
It's
man.
like there were certain moments where I was like, oh, that's not horrible, like when he was goofing around, but then there's certain moments I was just like, I mean, just maybe it's just because
This
he's compared to all these other
Yeah, that's
really good
that's true.
actors,
I
but
also just rewatched like all of the Spider-Man movies in anticipation for this movie, and God, he's still shitty back then too.
yeah,
I
exactly.
noticed this the first time actually watching No Way Home, but like it's more evident now that it's pointed out. Like once I was like, I kind of noticed it, but like in the second viewing, I was like, oh, that's really bad. He looks down in like every scene he's in. And I think the reason why is because he's reading off of cards. Like if you look at the
That would be
very
pretty
first
funny.
scene that he walks into the thing and he's talking to MJ and Ned and Andrew, he's just looking straight down the entire time, and I'm like, oh, he's totally reading off a card. Like he definitely does not know what is going on.
Funny. I didn't notice that. That seems that I wouldn't, I totally 100% believe that to be true.
Yeah, especially like okay, especially with the level of acting in this film from Tom Holland and Willem Dafoe, it is
Yeah.
so
Oh my god.
obvious.
Willem Dafoe is my favorite.
Jesus, dude, like people are comparing him to Heath Ledger, and I'm like, I honestly can see that because he is
Yeah.
incredible. Man, he is really good. That the action set piece in the middle of the movie where spoiler Aunt May dies, that is genuinely one of my favorite fight sequences in anything I've ever watched ever, not just superhero stuff, because it is incredible because these guys are just beating the shit out of each other, like going through walls and stuff like that. And then there's that part where Peter's just clocking him in the face, and Green Goblin just like starts laughing as he does it. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is a menacing villain right here. Like, God,
Yeah.
that was really well done. Like that like three times watching it plus watching it in like leaked footage stuff, it still gets me so hype every time. That entire sequence is so good. From whenever like Peter gets knocked through the window and then webs Goblin, and Goblin throws him through another window, and then Peter like picks him up with his webs and then slams him down to the ground, and they go through a floor. And then at the very end of the fight, whenever Goblin like picks him up and fucking body slams him through like 7 floors and he lands on the ground. Oh my god, man, it is so good. And then obviously if we're going to talk about a goblin fight, we're gonna have to mention the end bit there where he just beats the ever living shit out of the goblin, man. Like, God, it was
Yeah.
so well done. I like that a lot, and that actually kind of reminds me of. I did research. I did do research for the Amazing Spider-Man 2 episode because up until the day we were gonna record, I was really adamant that we were gonna do it. So I actually like put effort in. I watched the movie and I put a lot of notes down. We'll come back to it eventually, maybe. But there was a bunch of alternate. Did you watch the movie by chance?
No.
Okay,
I figured we weren't doing it.
yeah, it's fine. There's a lot of alternate endings to that film, and one of them is like just to like spit out a couple of them, like whenever Goblin picks up Gwen and he goes up to the top of the tower, he like snaps her neck with his hands or something like that. Then there's another one where he cuts the web instead of the clock cutting the web, and she hits the ground, and Peter just like gets fucking like rageful, and he goes into a fight against Goblin, and he like does the same thing that Tom Holland did in this movie, but he actually kills the Goblin with with a knife or something like that. And I for some reason, whenever I saw that scene, I like in this current movie, I was like, they definitely probably took some inspiration from all of those concept arts of Andrew Garfield stabbing him. Whew, sorry for the big yawn. It is, I would say, kind of late, but it's like not even 10 o'clock yet, so I'm just an old man. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
that's
gonna
right.
crack my back. But as a trilogy of movies, the Home trilogy, I guess, is probably the best trilogy of superhero films. And I know that sounds odd because it's Spider-Man and you wouldn't expect them to have like a good cohesive story, but I feel like these three connect a lot better than any of the other MCU films in the way of watching Peter Parker develop as a superhero. And I know I'm looking a little deep into it for like a fun superhero like sort of thing, but in the first movie it's like you can tell that Tom Holland is acting like a child, like he's jumping on the bed and complaining and stuff like that. He's like actually a kid. And in the second one, he's just like he's learned his role as a superhero and he's trying to find his place in the world. And then in this one, he realizes the consequences that come with doing good actions, and it's just done super well. And I was really worried that whenever his identity was revealed, that they were gonna do something stupid like have one of like Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man stand in the same room as Tom Holland's like Peter Parker, and then they'll be like, "Oh, look at this! He can't be Spider-Man if there's a Spider-Man standing next to Peter," like something like that. I thought they were gonna do that, and I was gonna get really sad because that would have been really dumb.
Yeah.
It's really odd that they did brainwashing, but I'm actually all for it because at the end of the movie, the name fits Peter. Like he genuinely has no home to go to other than his new one, but that's he had to buy that himself. Woo! Big
Yeah, I
yawn.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm really, really, really excited for the next trilogy of Spider-Man movies because I think we're going to move away from like a more kiddie look at Spider-Man and look towards. Have you ever played the Spider-Man video game?
The new one?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, like that follows an adult Spider-Man like in his like late 20s as he goes through doing his like actual job in Spider-Man-y stuff, and it doesn't feel like a kid's game. And I think that's where we're going with this new Spider-Man that we're going to get in the next trilogy of films that we have. Speaking of, Spider-Man 4 is actually in development currently over at Marvel and stuff like that, and I'm incredibly excited for that because I don't want to see like a little childish Spider-Man, and I don't think we're going to. The future of Spider-Man is very, very, very high now, and I'm incredibly excited for it. All of the
Spider-Man 4 movie?
Yeah, Spider-Man 4 movie.
Okay.
Yeah, what'd you think it would be, a TV show?
No, I didn't know if you're talking about the games or
Oh,
something.
no. We are getting a Spider-Man 2 video game, but that's not for a little bit. Well, neither is the movie, but still, I completely forgot about that. That probably will have something to do with Venom because of the post-credit scene, the first post-credit scene.
Yeah.
My
I would
girlfriend,
imagine so.
I hope so. My girlfriend is really disappointed whenever Tom, which oh my God, there's so many Toms. The guy who plays Venom, Hardy, got sent back into his universe because she really likes him and really wanted him to be in the MCU. But it's okay, it happens.
Curious. Well, I mean, it's gonna be a Venom at least.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a Venom, and Actually, this is something I'm very excited about. There's a big rumor going right now that Amy Pascal, the leader of Sony, is fighting to get Andrew Garfield a set of movies himself.
Like Spider-Man movies?
Yeah, sorry, I was drinking water.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, okay, you said as if he didn't have his own set
Well,
of
no,
movies.
his new ones, like a new set of movies.
Okay, that would be good. I mean,
I would be all
he's the
for that.
second best Spider-Man, so
Dude, you cannot say that, internet.
you cannot say that,
Dude, like for
internet.
some reason, no, like literally some reason, like I I can't see why, but everyone and their mom thinks that freaking Tobey Maguire is the best thing since sliced bread, and I can't see it, man.
I don't know. He
Like,
just seems like Tobey Maguire as a person is a fucking crazy lunatic, man.
yeah.
Like he does a bunch of like underground gambling,
Like
and
Molly's
he is
Game. Have
like,
you seen Molly's Game? That movie is based on his life.
yeah, it's ridiculous. Like seriously, like he's like currently pushing some like hedge fund guy for $70,000 he owes him in an underground poker game. Like this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, and there's so many videos
But
of
he's the
him like,
first man to play Spider-Man.
yeah,
He got organic
exactly.
webs.
I was looking at all the differences between like the mind you, I think fucking what are they called? The people who take the pictures,
Yeah.
paparazzi. I think that you know most of them are pretty
Get the
horrible
fuck out
people,
of the
but
way, I can't drive!
yeah,
You seen
and
that video?
like he's like everybody else, Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield are pretty tame with them, and
Yeah.
then Andrew Garfield is just like just like slapping phones into people's hands, and
You mean
you know,
Tobey Maguire?
yeah. What did I say?
You said Andrew Garfield.
No, yeah, no, Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. And
They all blend together after a
yeah,
while.
it like when the theater got really excited whenever Andrew took off his mask, but then like the theater erupted whenever Toby did, and I was like, I just don't like him, man.
Yeah, no, I mean it was cool to see him, but
Well,
I don't know if
obviously,
it was
like
as cool as Andrew Garfield. I wasn't more excited.
yeah, because like yeah, Toby had some funny lines, but Andrew just like stole the show in my opinion.
Yeah,
It was like he was 100% just like a beaten, the destroyed old man, not old man, like adult Andrew
yeah,
Garfield, and he played it super well. And all the scenes were really funny, like even where he wasn't really doing anything, like whenever he just like jumped onto the roof a little bit to stick his hand to the roof, I was giggling a bit, and then he
yeah.
crawled
That
on
was
the
pretty funny.
roof to get rid of the cobwebs. Oh my god, gotta crack my back again. Jesus, my back is in so much pain right now. It is crazy. I don't know why.
It is
Oh,
crazy.
it is crazy. And then whenever Toby shot the webs out of his wrist, and Andrew was like, "How did you do that?" It was,
Oh yeah, that was funny. I
it was
was
just,
hoping they would like address that.
yeah, me too. And I'm really happy that they did. And like my girlfriend is like a big advocate of loving the organic webs instead of the web shooters because she said it makes him feel more spidery. And I was like, yeah, but it's kind of weird.
I mean, yeah, it's weird, but I don't know. If I was, I don't know. I think it's cool that he has essentially infinite web.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And I like how they talked about that. That
Yeah.
bro conversation between them is genuinely so funny. Where he was like, "So, can you shoot it out of like anywhere else or just the wrist?" He goes, "Yeah, no, just
Oh,
the wrist."
yeah.
You
It
ever
was.
have like a web block? Cause like I run out of webs and I have to make it in a lab, and it's just like a hassle. So funny, man. It is actually
Yeah.
hilarious.
It was very funny.
Yeah, even with spoilers and everything, I genuinely think this movie is incredible. And if you haven't seen it, go see it because all of the CGI looks so fucking good. Like the de aging in Alfred Molina and Willem Dafoe is the best de aging ever. Like you can't even notice it. That's how good it is.
Yeah.
Also, they put Electro's score over top of his scene whenever he comes back in, and that's like one of my favorite scores of all time. And that was probably the most excited I got in the movie was whenever he popped in there. I also got really excited during the my cursor was on screen, so you could have seen that the entire episode so far. During the second end credit scene, which was just the trailer for Doctor Strange 2, I fucking lost my shit whenever they showed the evil Doctor Strange. Because did you look into that at all or no?
No.
Okay, so
No, I was just kind of like I remember being a little disappointed because I was like, this is just like a trailer.
Yeah, I was disappointed that it was a trailer too, up until the end when they showed the evil Doctor Strange. Because in the show What If, like you know that Marvel show,
Uh-huh.
there is episode 4, which is titled "What If Doctor Strange Lost His Heart and Not His Hands," and it is a story about his girlfriend dying repeatedly and him trying to stop it, and he eventually like absorbs like the strongest creatures in all of the universe until he's like genuinely the strongest thing in the entirety of ever, and then he tries to like stop his girlfriend from dying, but like that's like a thing that had to happen because something terrible has to happen to a Doctor Strange in every universe. And since he like
Mm.
stopped that from happening, his entire universe crumbled. So he just is like he was able to like protect himself. So he's just kind of sitting on a rock in like an empty void, being the strongest thing in all of existence. And something else happens in it, and it like he ends up getting taken out of his universe and put into a fight, but he ends up getting put back into it. But he is like so fucking powerful. Like the things that they show him do. There's a I'm gonna do more spoilers. At one point, there's a version of Ultron that collects all 6 of the Infinity Stones, and he unleashes an explosion that would explode an entire universe. But Strange Supreme just like takes it, condenses it, and then eats it. And like that is just a showing of how powerful he is. So whenever I saw him in that trailer, I kind of lost my shit because I was like, "Oh my god, I want to see that in live action."
Yeah.
Like that would be so fucking awesome. And I'm actually relatively hesitantly excited for that Doctor Strange 2, mainly because there was a lot of reshoots, and
Oh yeah.
it was supposed to. Well, a lot of it was because of COVID, and the most recent they did a bunch of research recently. Like it actually just finished. I actually just finished shooting a little bit ago, which was a part of the news I was going to talk about. But since we're talking about it now, like why not? Uh, but the most recent reshoots were just adding in cameos and stuff like that, so it wasn't like anything big plot wise. But whenever the movie was first being filmed, there was a lot of reshoots required because Sam Raimi is directing it, and he had the intentions of making it like a genuine horror movie. And you can kind of see that in the
Yeah. I
trailer
remember us
a little
talking
bit.
about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. You can kind of see that in the trailer, like specifically of the shot of the destroyed Sanctum Sanctorum with the water rushing in the background and stuff like that. It is shot like a horror film. But Kevin
Yeah.
Feige said that he doesn't like that and doesn't want it to be like he said he doesn't want it to be too scary, so he has to tone it back, and the movie lost its horror title because it's no longer scary, which really sucks in my opinion. Like I was actually super looking forward to that, and I thought it was going to be incredible. It still has the possibility of being incredible, but now that it's not exactly what the director wanted it to be, it probably isn't going to be what it could have been, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No,
So sadly,
that's fair.
we're not going to be getting a very scary multiverse movie, which really sucks in my opinion. But it's okay. I'm not too sad about it. I'm kind of sad about it, but not too sad about it. Anything else related to Spider-Man? Uh, there. It was mainly just
It's
like
good.
fucking incredible fight scenes, and the fact that it was just genuinely the worst kept secret in Marvel history.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. And it was like, I don't know. I wasn't like 100% sure that they were gonna do it. I was pretty sure, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Oh, I was
And
after the
most of
lizard thing.
the
Did you know?
lizard thing.
Oh yeah, with the last trailer, the Brazil version of the that scene where it was in the trailer, but in the movie it was all 3 of the Spider-Man jumping at like Sandman, Electro, and Lizard. They were like jumping at
Mhm.
each other. Okay, in the trailer it was just Tom Holland Spider-Man jumping at the 3 of them, but in the Brazil trailer they forgot to cut it early, and they left that scene going too long. And since Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire weren't in the trailer, whenever Lizard gets kicked in the face, he gets kicked by nothing, and his like head turns in a weird way, and everyone
Oh,
was like, "Oh." So like they're in it, but they just took them out for that scene. So like that was basically confirmation in my head, if that makes sense. I'll send you the
right.
clip. It's okay.
Yeah, that does sound funny though to see.
Yeah, it was actually really like I'm gonna try and find it right now. So talk a little bit to fill up time. I'm not sorry for
Okay.
putting you on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, you're
Appreciate it.
welcome. Okay, I'm sending it to you right now. I found it. Okay,
Okay.
it's sent.
Cool.
Look.
Look.
Look. Do it. Look at it. Send it on Instagram, by the way.
Oh,
Ugh,
there it is.
my spine. Jesus. I need like a massage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he just gets like kicked by nothing. So whenever I saw that, I was like, oh, so like they're in the movie, you know?
Yeah.
Which is like it's still like don't think that I wasn't excited whenever I saw them. I was screaming. Oh, we forgot to talk about Daredevil.
Oh yeah, Daredevil was
Yeah,
in
he
it.
was in the movie. He he was Peter's lawyer for a little bit, and he caught a brick for the window, and they were like, "How the fuck did you do that?" And he goes, "I'm a really good lawyer," and I thought that was quite funny.
That's pretty funny.
That reference went over every single person's head that I talked to. Like
Really?
the only people who actually knew that was Daredevil was like my brother, and that was it.
Huh.
I saw the movie with my girlfriend Skylar and Lily for the first time, and all three of them had no idea who that was, and I found that kind
Really?
of funny. Yeah,
That's kind of surprising.
really. I mean, I think it was like we only knew that because did you ever watch the Daredevil TV show?
A little bit.
Yeah, so I think that might be the reason why. Is because like we saw Charlie Cox and we were like, "Oh, that's sick." Actually, I didn't. God, I feel like a horrible Marvel fan for not freaking out during this movie. But whenever I saw Daredevil on screen, I just said, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it was fine.
Well, the reason why
I
is
mean,
because in Hawkeye, like literally 2 days before watching the Spider-Man movie, they confirmed that Charlie Cox was Daredevil by having Kingpin in Hawkeye. So I was like I had my freak out moment in Hawkeye whenever I saw Kingpin because I was like, oh, that's the Kingpin from Daredevil show. So that means Daredevil's Daredevil. I mean, Charlie Cox is Daredevil. So whenever I saw Charlie Cox in this movie, I was like, oh, cool. That's nice.
yeah.
Apparently, he actually is a supporting role in the She-Hulk TV show. Charlie Cox as Daredevil.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah,
I wonder how
interesting.
that's gonna work.
I also wonder that exact same thing. It's probably going to be okay.
Yeah, probably.
I forgot to mention this whenever I was talking about Andrew Garfield returning as Spider-Man, but the woman fighting for him to get back as Spider-Man is Amy Pascal, and the reason why that is so huge because if this rumor is true, he's definitely getting another set of movies. The reason why that's huge is because she was the woman that fired him.
Oh.
Yeah, so in that situation, there was a lot of issues that went along with Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like Sony kept like asking them to put stuff in the movie. Same thing that happened with Spider-Man 3. They just were like, yeah, but can you put this in? But yeah, but can you put this in? Like, and it just kept adding shit in until it just basically completely ruined the story. I'm gonna take a sip of water. I'm sorry. I always do that at the worst moments, but you know what? That's what makes the podcast funny. Um, literally lost my train of thought because of that. Andrew was just kind of like upset with how things were going in the audience reaction to the movie. So whenever they were supposed to have a meeting for Amazing Spider-Man 3, he just didn't show up, and so she got really angry and fired him like on the spot. So that's some
I
of the
guess.
continue.
That's all. That's all I'll say.
Just I guess.
I mean, I guess. Yeah,
I mean, I
that makes
guess.
sense.
Okay. I guess that makes sense. I guess.
That's about right.
Yeah. Yeah. It just. I mean, I think firing after one missed interview. I mean, missed thing is a little big, but I feel like there's a little bit more to that. Some other fun facts about the movie is that Willem Dafoe only agreed to come back as the Green Goblin as long as he did his own stunts and fight scenes. And he says like it's just not the same
Cool.
whenever someone else comes in and does it for you and stuff like that. This movie this is the third highest grossing movie on pre-release of all time. It made $50 million on Thursday, and it is the second highest domestic release of all time. I think Endgame is the first one, and this one has 253 million, if I'm not mistaken, in the first 2 days of release, which is astronomical, by the way.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, that 260 million. So yeah, and I was wrong actually. The highest domestic open was Infinity War, not Endgame, which is really weird to me. That's super odd.
Yeah.
You think that it would be Endgame? All right. Would you give a ranking out of 10?
Probably like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah, that's about the same for me. Like, it's not perfect. Like, and I know this is blasphemy, me saying that I think Spider-Verse is better, but I literally can't see like, even if there is like half a flaw in this movie, I see zero flaws in Spider-Verse. So
Right.
yeah,
It just can't be.
like it in my
Can't be
head,
on
it's
that
like
level.
it can't be. It's almost impossible to have a movie at that level. So this is in no way a bad movie. This is an incredible movie, heavily worth the watch, heavily worth watching 3 times. Go see it if you haven't seen it. 9.5 out of 10. All right, time for a break. Let's go on the movie news.
Okay. And we are on break.
Hell yeah. This is always my favorite part of the episode where we're like rushing to figure out stuff to say during the YouTube segment part of it. And like most of the time it's just silent because we're both lazy and don't feel like
Not most of the time. I don't know.
whatever. You excited for the watching Matrix?
No.
No one is. I know for a fact I'm not. Unless you don't want to do that next week and we can do a different movie.
I mean, I'm not.
No, I
I don't
really
have
don't
any
actually.
personal opinion. Perfectly fine with doing that.
Okay, sounds good. I really hope it's good, man. It definitely isn't, but really hope it is.
63, we said.
Huh?
This is episode 63.
Yeah, 63. Damn it, I forgot to say this. One of my favorite moments is whenever they're going through like the different Peters, and Tom Holland is Peter 1 because he's the favorite Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire is Peter 2 because he's the second favorite, and Andrew Garfield is Peter 3 because he's the least favorite.
Yeah.
And I think that's funny how they did it like that. And I quote that all the time, just like I'm randomly walking around the house and I go, Peter 3! I don't know why, but that's really funny to me. It makes me giggle every time. Big yawn. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Dude,
right,
you know how I'm like
to save it. I'm exporting on extreme quality.
Extreme quality. You know how I'm like a big Five Nights at Freddy's fan?
Yeah. Yes.
They released a new Five Nights at Freddy's game, and like Markiplier has been uploading like an hour-long playthrough of it every single day for like the last 6 days. And for some reason, like every night, I just get so excited to sit down and watch it.
I still need to watch the
videos of the lore and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But like something is really awesome about this new game because it's like an actual game where you like walk around and there's like a storyline and it's like really long, you know?
Yeah. I saw some stuff about it.
Yeah, it seems pretty cool. A lot of it's really some of it is like really shitty quality, but like the fact that it's a Five Nights at Freddy game with like an actual story is really cool to me.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, at the very least.
Yeah. Exactly.
Where are we at?
Oh my god. Why is my back hurting so much? You want to know why there was a back joke in this movie?
Yeah.
So, after the release of Spider-Man in 2002, Tobey Maguire realized that he was getting kind of low paid because he signed the contract expecting the movie to be bad. And he was like, oh, I want to get a higher paid contract for the next movies I'm going to be in. So he said that he had like a back injury while filming the first movie, which is like kind of bullshit. So eventually, Sam Raimi was like, no, I don't care. So they were going to hire Jake Gyllenhaal as Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2. But then Tobey Maguire was like, whatever, and just kind of settled for a medium, like a little bit higher pay. And in Spider-Man 2, there's like a clip of him like in that movie, he loses his powers and then like he like thinks he's getting him back, so he's like running across buildings. He's like, I'm back, and then he like trips and falls down an alley and slams his spine onto a car, and he gets up and he goes, my back, and that was supposed to like make fun of Tobey Maguire for that little thing where he said that he hurt his back. And I think that's actually a really good sport of Tobey Maguire to like 1, do that joke in that movie, and 2, redo the joke in this movie, and I thought that was really funny to me. So a little bit fun, little controversy right there. kind of controversy. Is it even called controversy?
Kind of.
Shut the fuck up, okay? I'm just not good at speaking.
Ready?
I'm never ready. every time I get onto the podcast, I never know what I'm gonna say, and I just wing it and hope for the best every single time. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But hey, that's what a podcast is, right?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're back.
We're back. Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Hello, guys.
Don't lie to you.
I mean, sometimes you do.
I don't think I do.
Well, not related to the podcast.
I made that up.
I gaslight people all the time. It's really funny. Specifically, but over really dumb things. Like, I try to never lie, in real life, unless it's for a joke. I just said like 20 times, and I'm so sorry about that. But
That's all right. You'll live.
Yeah, it'll be okay. Who cares? I know I don't. I know I can say this because I know he doesn't watch the podcast at all. But my roommate Jackson, I like to do this thing where I'm walking down the hall, and I'm looking at my phone, and then I say, "Hey Jax," and I'm still looking at my phone, and I continue walking, and he turns around and he goes, "Yeah, what'd you say, Zach?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't say your name," and I just keep walking, and he just pretends like nothing happens, and I'm just kind of sitting there.
That's pretty good.
Laughing to myself. I've done it a lot. I've done it a lot, and I can't believe that he hasn't figured out that I'm fucking with him, because it's so funny to me that I do that consistently all the time.
And he hasn't.
He just hasn't figured it out. He just hasn't figured it out, and that's so funny to me. All right. I really hope one of these days someone
you can get it out there and you don't have to worry.
Oh no, I've been telling a lot of people about it because I find it really funny. I just know he's never gonna catch on. Ready to talk about movie news now?
Go. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So we got a couple trailers over the last little bit. One of them being the new Fantastic Beasts trailer, which I haven't seen because I don't care about that film series at all, because I think the first two are really bad. We also got the trailer for Sonic 2, and I'm really freaking excited for that movie, not gonna lie. Because I thought the first one was pretty good, and the second one just looks so much better. Because my main complaint with Sonic 1 was that we didn't get enough Sonic and we got too much human stuff. But Tom looks like he's barely in it from the trailer, so I'm very excited for what they're gonna do with that movie. I really hope it's not shit, man. We'll see. Want to hear something pretty funny?
Huh?
Want to hear something pretty funny?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You know the Cowboy Bebop TV show?
Yeah.
The live action one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to get more seasons, but it just got canceled.
Hooray!
Yay! You want to hear something less funny?
Poor.
They're making a Mega Man film.
Oh, brother. Great. Okay.
we get rid of one and we add anher. It's an endless loop.
Just as soon as we think we're safe.
Nothing's ever sacred, my friend. Nothing's ever sacred. Whatever. It's okay. They'll learn eventually, right?
Yeah, one time.
Yeah.
So, maybe if they feel like it.
In maybe 50 years or something like that, they might be like, you know what? Maybe the original is always going to be better. I watched a video where they were talking about it, and they said that the best you can possibly get when remaking something is getting it as good as the original. And even then, I feel like making something as good as the original is just an insult to the man who wrote it. And I could not agree more.
There you go, yeah.
There you go. So anyone who's thinking about making a reboot, well, not a reboot, a remake, don't do it. Please. That is a beg from someone who loves film and anime and TV and all of the above. Please don't. Aquaman 2 has finished filming, which is pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
And I know I talked about this a little bit earlier, but so did the reshoots for Doctor Strange 2, which releases in May, and I'm pretty darn excited for that. The I Am Groot TV show, which I am not excited for, it definitely is coming to Disney Plus in 2022, confirmed by James Gunn himself. So the Keanu Reeves guy?
Yes, I do.
You know how he played Constantine in a movie?
Uh-huh.
What was that reaction?
Right, I just knew it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, he really wants to make a sequel. He said he's tried many times to get people to be on board with making a sequel to Constantine. I have heard pretty terrible reviews of that movie, but you know what? As long as he's happy about it, that's really all that matters. You know?
Yeah, I guess if he wants to make another one.
Yeah, of course. It probably won't happen, but if he wants to. So they started shooting for Kingsman 3, which is pretty cool. I'm actually really excited to go see The King's Man, which is the prequel to Kingsman 1 and 2, because I really enjoyed the first two Kingsman movies. We should definitely recover those on the podcast eventually.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
think those are really quality movies and deserve to be covered. And I'm quite excited to see how they wrap up Eggsy's little storyline.
Little storyline.
Little storyline. Hey, have you been looking for news while I've been doing this?
No.
Oh, you should have been. Yeah, definitely. Hey, dude, this is an every week kind of thing from now on. You have to come up with one movie news.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is your only job. I do the
Figure out.
research, you do the frantic typing while the teacher is coming to collect the homework. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a Blue Beetle movie going to be released on HBO Max, but due to the quality of the film and the CG budget of it, they're releasing it in theaters now, which is pretty awesome in my opinion. That just means
that's pretty cool.
that's actually a really good sign because that means that the movie is going to be of higher quality than anticipated. And I thought it was going to be like if it was released straight to HBO Max, I genuinely thought the movie was going to be horrible. But now that it's got like Warner Brothers okay to be released in theaters, that's awesome. Speaking of Warner Brothers, did you know that at this moment there are two versions of the Batman movie coming that are out there?
No, I didn't. But
like the one with Rob Bat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a movie that the director made, blanking on his name. Help me, Matt Reeves. He made the movie with a character in the movie, but Warner Brothers watched it and was like, you know what? I don't like this character. Can you make a cut of this movie without him in the movie? Can you guess what character it was?
No.
The Joker.
Nice.
And I don't know if you're going to be excited about this or not, but it's not any of the Jokers we've seen. It's not Jared Leto or Joaquin Phoenix. You remember Eternals?
Yeah.
Remember the kid who played Druig, like the one that can control minds?
Yeah.
That's the guy who plays the Joker.
Okay.
Yeah, so he wasn't going to have a big role in the movie because the villain is Riddler. He just was kind of going to have a cameo and a couple of scenes to like establish a universe, you know? Because this is supposed to be a trilogy of films, like not just one film, and they were just going to establish his character in the first movie. But Warner Brothers was like, we don't like fun, so get rid of him. So there's a good chance that we will not see that cut of the movie because Warner Brothers hates people. Oh, that sucks.
Hates fun.
Hey, hates fun. Yeah, of course. Their goal is to make the moolah and not to make something good. Which is fine, whatever. Like, everything's about money, which I get. But, come on, you can still make good stuff.
Come on.
Come on. All right, two things of Keanu Reeves news. Keanu Reeves met with Kevin Feige because he says he really wants to be in Marvel. And he claims that Kevin Feige is a cool cat. Quote from Keanu Reeves. And that 100% fits in how Keanu Reeves talks in my head. What a cool cat.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
I can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear his voice be like, yeah, it's a cool cat. He's a cool cat, man. That was my Keanu Reeves impression. He also started filming John Wick 4. So
okay, cool. I'm with that.
That's it. Yeah, I haven't actually seen John Wick 3 yet, and I feel like a horrible movie fan for that. Oh, big yawn.
I like that one. It's pretty good.
Really? I thought people were saying it's probably like the worst of the John Wick movies. Any comment on that?
Man, I don't think it was that bad.
Okay, that's fine. I think that's all my movie news. Did you find something?
I found Demon Slayer anime themed airplane launching in Japan.
What?
It has a bunch of pictures of Demon Slayer on the side.
It's just a plane that has Demon Slayer on it?
Yeah, on the side of it.
Oh, that's pretty cool, I guess, I think.
Yeah.
That's really the...
Everything else on Screen Rant was kind of... Oh, I only got halfway down.
Okay. Congratulations, man.
It's time for the Riddler to become a DC hero, not a villain. Okay.
What?
Atlanta season 3. Yeah. Yeah, that seems about right.
If I was a teacher, I would have
Boba Fett
collected
red carpet premiere delayed to February.
What? Really?
There we go.
That is horrible.
Yeah.
That was supposed to release next week.
Well, the red carpet premiere. Can it air without the premiere? Okay. Well.
That is horrible. Damn. I didn't see that. I'm really proud of you for finding that, Jack. Yeah. You're I was gonna say that if I was a teacher and you were a student frantically finishing your homework before I get to you, you would have turned it in half done. But you know what? You get an A. I'm proud of you.
Perfect.
Okay. You want to go into our last segment of the show?
Yeah.
A big old what we watching?
Oh.
What we gonna watch?
Oh,
spine. I'll go first because I have it up already. I started rewatching Mob Psycho 100. That show is freaking amazing, man. Have you seen it before?
I've seen it for some. I saw some of it.
You need to watch it. The first season's on HBO Max, and it is like more than worth the watch. It is incredible. I know I mentioned this earlier, but I went through and watched Spider-Man 1 through 3. In addition to watching Amazing Spider-Man 2 weeks ago for the podcast and Amazing Spider-Man 2 last week for the podcast. Just in anticipation for this movie, because I felt like that would have helped it feel a lot more fun and stuff like that. I continued watching a bunch of Avengers cartoons and New Girl and a series of Christmas movies. Other than that, nothing really crazy.
Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes. It is a movie that takes place at Christmas, so Christmas movie.
Good.
Why?
You're right.
Okay, I'm right. That's the correct answer.
That's how that is correct.
Okay. Well, technically, No Way Home takes place at Christmas. So, is it a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
It is? You think so?
I mean, I don't know.
Are you a strong
the beholder on this one? I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I say no. I don't think.
Die Hard is objectively a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. Because Christmas is like a part of the plot.
Yeah. He writes "Ho ho ho, I have a machine gun" on it. I think. Yeah, it's pretty Christmassy to me. There are no ho-ho-hos in Spider-Man, I don't think.
I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I'm laughing. Because I don't know, but dude, I have a machine gun sounds very Christmassy to me. That sentence right there is the total embodiment of Christmas in my opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah, it has the two main things that you need for Christmas. Ho 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 and guns.
Machine guns.
Yeah.
Those are the two important.
Those if I think about Christmas, I think about those two specific things. So ridiculous.
Just not accidentally. Pretty intense. Pretty on.
What are you saying?
Glue.
What?
I was messing around with this glue and I was like, I wonder what this glue smells like. And then I smelled it. And I was like, oh wait, I remember why people do this.
Did you get like a buzz?
No, but it just smelled it was incredibly pungent.
That's weird.
Now
you're weird.
Back and I'm like, oh, that's why.
You excited for Christmas?
Yeah.
In like 3 days. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got it. I was hoping with COVID and everything, I wouldn't have to do a lot, and we could just have Christmas and then not do anything. But I'm very busy, and it's nice to see my family. That's nice, but
the reason it's different. Okay, it's different for adults, and I don't think they realize this, but whenever you work, you only have to focus on one thing. But through going through college, we have several classes and our social life and stuff like that. We're all constantly figuring out, and a lot of us also have work.
Because adults don't have social lives; they just
Okay, that's a joke. They only have to balance social life and work. We have to balance 5 different classes that all think that they're the only class we're taking,
Yeah.
along with like work and social life and trying not to go insane and like puberty and whatnot. So
Speak
what?
for yourself.
Shut up, man. But whenever we hit break, we just like I know personally after this long semester and the absolutely really difficult last 3 weeks of the semester that I had, I don't want to do anything. I really,
Yeah.
really badly just want to sit in my bed and play Pokemon and watch TV and do only that for the entire day. But family's in town, and this is the one time they're in town, so we have to see them. And I love my family so much, but I don't want to go out every day. And I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
explain that to anyone because I sound like a horrible person.
I guess.
That was a very deep conversation for this subject. What did you watch this week, Jack?
I didn't watch it. I probably watched something,
You were
but I've
lying if you
mostly
said you did not
read
watch it.
Vagabond.
Oh, damn it! Fuck you! I want to read that so bad.
Yeah, I have the first 2 big books,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know how many like volumes that is.
I think
Whoa,
3
probably a few.
per.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
probably a few.
that's awesome, man. Like I've heard only good
Yeah.
things about it, and I really, really
Yeah,
want
it's
to get
pretty
into
good.
it.
I read the first book. I liked it.
I love how you
I
just
see
don't get
the
excited.
makings of a berserk. What?
I said I love how you just don't get excited. You're just like, it's pretty good.
I don't know why I did a lot today.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Like today, I kind of really didn't want to record, but I also didn't want to push it back another day. So
Yeah, I don't want to push it back
I was
again.
like, okay, we just got to do it.
And
We just got to get it done.
we all had our thoughts in our head at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Like I literally like I came back from watching the movie for the 3rd time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so the thoughts were fresh. So I had to get it
Thoughts are
out
there.
there. Yeah. Ugh, I
Ye-
haven't been reading much. I've been skimming Dune every once in a while, like once a week I've read a chapter, but I've just been
Oh,
really
yeah.
busy.
I have to do that. I should take another whiff of this glue. Bright-eyed.
What
I
the
don't like that idea.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I'm laughing really
Okay.
hard. That is so
Sometimes it peaks a little bit and I can't hear you, and then
because it just came out of nowhere. You were just
I got it right here.
you just were like maybe I should sniff more of this glue. Bam. You're in jail now. This was your confession.
Wish we would have found it towards the beginning of the podcast. That would have been more helpful.
The fuck, man.
Sorry, it's here. I don't know. I could staple. I also got a stapler. Maybe the pain will send me into a motivated shock.
This was such a hectic and confusing end to the podcast.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's completely fine. I'm all for it. Like it's really funny to me. You got to make sure to bring glue for the next podcast.
Yeah,
I guess.
yes, I'll be ready next
No,
time.
you're gonna need it too because we're gonna be talking about Matrix. So it's gonna be a rough one for both of us because I know we're both gonna be shit moods because we don't want to talk about that horrible movie we just watched. Because like it's gonna be bad.
I mean, it's probably gonna be bad.
It's probably gonna be bad.
No, it's probably gonna be bad.
It's probably gonna be bad.
I think I'm gonna not like it no matter what.
I think I'm gonna hate it no matter what because I didn't like the other two. I liked only the first one. I got new glasses. That's a big thing, I guess.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I know, right? Really cool. Especially since I like absolutely demolished the other pair I had, and I had to tape them back together for 2 weeks.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough. It's okay. I'm surviving now. Other than that, we got Matrix next week. I forget what movie we have after that, but I'll figure it back out once we go to college. If you guys had any issues with our opinions on No Way Home, comment down below. Go over to Instagram at Mediak Podcast. Head over to Twitter at Mediak Zach. Other than that, I have all my quarrels up for the week, Jack. How about you?
Yeah.
All right. See you guys next week with The Matrix. Bye.
Bye.